This episode of Geek-men and the Masters of the ThunderNerds is brought to you by our sponsors, Super 7, Nerd Gear, SWA Sabers, and the Madness Entertainment Group. Howdy, everybody. Welcome to another ADHD Theater.
Howdy.
That's good. That's good.
How's your mowing them?
Yeah. How's your mowing them? Yeah. Jeez. It's another week. Can't believe it. Another week's passed by. Jeez. So, y'all watch anything other than these two movies?
Yeah, you want to go first, Pops? I don't know if he's...
Yeah, I don't know.
Anyway, I
might be filling his face.
So I did. I was telling Dustin I did go to the movies and see the back rooms. Okay, dun. And so good parts of the movie. The first half of the movie was pretty interesting because you're all like, man, you know, what's going to happen? And, you know, it tells you how he discovers it, all these things, you know, and you're like, man, this seems pretty interesting, you know? But the movie never went anywhere.
Oh, no.
There was no plot. There was nothing else. They just wander in this place. And then, so it gets to an antagonist, right? And the antagonist turns out to be a 12-foot pirate.
A 12-foot pirate?
Yep. And he's like made of wood, but he's alive, and he will kill you. But that's it. That's the whole movie. And once they find out that the pirate's real, he chases them the rest of the movie until the end. And then she somehow gets away. And she's not even the main character. She just shows up at the end of the movie, and then she's the only one that lives. And that's it. That's the whole movie. Wandering around a giant warehouse with just endless rooms with a 12-foot pirate chasing you with a peg leg. You can hear him coming from a mile away because he clunks, and you're like, uh-oh, here he comes. Here he comes.
Riveting.
And he just keeps coming because he's big and slow and goofy.
Yeah.
But if you find yourself, you know, cornered, that's when he gets you. There's just nowhere else to go.
Wow.
So then I was disappointed after the movie. I made it known, like, that sucked. You know what I'm saying? That was all, like, what even happened? Oh, you gotta go back and you gotta watch the internet stuff, because then it makes so much sense. So I went back.
You want to waste your time on that? Good.
There just so happened to be somebody, you know, peeled that decided they were going to play it, like a marathon of it. But okay, which, not gonna lie, I didn't watch every freaking minute of it, like stuck to it or not, because this is not that interesting.
Yeah,
it's the internet stuff is even more like, you ever see Blair Witch Project?
Yeah,
where it's like blurry and out of context and just always like close up of somebody running, or it's like their view and they just see endless trees and there's no hope inside. That's kind of what this movie's like.
So it's sort of like a found footage type?
Yeah. Yeah, it's like all of a sudden, like you're watching like a surveillance camera for like 10 minutes. And all you see is a guy walk through a room and then a shadowy character come into sight, and it cuts out. It goes to and then it's just the guy wandering through a room again. You're like, what the? It's not. So that's it? That's literally it. And the only thing that the internet part give context to was evidently there's like a government organization, of course, that has discovered this back rooms. And it does give you a little context about they discovered it, and then they started going there, and they was like, oh yeah, well then they discovered in the internet part, it's not a 12-foot pirate. It's some kind of weird black goo monster that's huge, and you never really see what it looks like. It's just black and gooey and dripping or something. You can never see a pirate at all. But then in the actual movie, it's a giant freaking Captain Hook.
Oh
and it's just not really that scary. I mean, it's just not. You know, I think it jump scared me once. It did jump scare me once where, you know, you think she got away and then all of a sudden, boom, he's standing there, you know, like, you know, he got me then. I was like, damn it. Got me. Yeah.
You got me.
But I would recommend not wasting your time.
Yeah.
It's just, I mean, some people really like it and they just like, oh God, it's the best thing ever. And I'm like, what?
Yeah. So I don't know. It seems to be that way with kids these days. I don't know. Like my kids are all obsessed with this. I don't know, like some sort of circus, digital circus thing.
Yes. And that.
Right. So, and they finally talked me into watching it. I'm like, okay, fine. We'll sit down. We'll watch it. Watch the first episode, and I'm like, okay. I wasn't hooked. But I guess one of our kids' friends said, "Oh yeah, I got my parents hooked on it." And I'm thinking, like, after that first episode, I'm thinking, like, how many episodes do we have to watch before you're hooked?
Yeah. See, when we went to the movie theater, my daughter, that was also in theaters. It's the digital circus thingy. She's like, oh God, I think I want to go see Digital Circus instead. And I'm like, wait a minute, we just got geared up for like 2 weeks to come see Backrooms. You know, what do you mean? You know, I even got, I got my Backrooms pom-poms on, hoping it's pretty good. You know, like, what do you mean? So I was like, okay, fine. You know, I don't really care. You know, we can go see it. So I looked it up, and it's the movie that was playing was basically just another episode, and it was the final episode. I'm like, I'm not going to see a movie for the first time and watch the end of it.
Yeah.
I don't want to do that.
Yeah.
If it's even worth watching, I don't want to watch the last episode first.
Right.
That would be kind of stupid. You know what I'm saying? Because it would ruin it.
Yeah. So
we didn't
feel that.
We didn't go see the Digital Circus. We went and seen Backrooms. And it's either way, I think I would have been just like, what the hell is that? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, oh boy. So now I got I'm gonna wear my He-Man shirt for about 2 weeks, so I get to go see that.
Yep. Yep.
I told her, I said, in a couple weeks we're gonna go see a good movie. Okay, I'm gonna take you to go see a good one. So better not let us down.
Right.
I done boosted it up.
Yeah, for sure. And I did get to see that today. So
no, man,
I'm not gonna spoil anything for you. But yeah, so it was fun. Getting to relive my childhood.
Right.
That's pretty much all I'll say about that. So
okay,
but
good.
yeah. And I mean, it was also fun because my kids were there, my mom was there, so everyone, and my wife was there, so everyone was like watching me watch the movie, I think, and watching the movie and still enjoying the movie for the most part. So, but yeah, had to pull a lot of strings to make that happen today. Luckily, my good buddy Chris reached out and was like, here, and sent me money to go see it. And because otherwise it was not happening. My sister sent me money for popcorn, so we got to get the girls popcorn and let them have a little treat in the movie theater. And so it was a good time. And yeah, so I'll leave it at that. No spoilers, but definitely want to hear what you think about it when you do get to see it. So,
oh yeah, and I don't know about my local theater is an Amstar. That's what it's called, which is a really nice movie theater. They have the reclining seats, real soft, leathery, squishy seats. The popcorn and all wasn't that bad. I think it was like $20. You got a giant box of popcorn that's refillable. You get like one like food type item, which was basically like nachos or something like that. You got one candy and one drink for like $20.
Oh wow, which
wasn't
really
bad at all to me. Now,
that's a really good price.
They do not take cash of any sort. You have to use a card for everything, which is kind of a bummer because I wasn't expecting it. Because usually I try not to keep a whole lot of money in my card account, just enough for emergencies.
Yeah.
You know, and then I'll take cash with me, and then I get there and I'm like loaded with cash and a little bit on the card, and I'm like nothing. I can do nothing with the cash. Which they do have like a little kiosk thing where you can go and you can pay $5 to get your money onto a card to use. You stick cash in it and it puts it on a card, and then you go use the card around the place. But it's $5.
Yeah.
It costs you $5 to use their thinger.
Jeez.
Anyway.
Yeah, that's crazy.
The tickets actually weren't that bad. Me and her both, I think, went to see it for like $35.
Nice.
And it was not like matinee or nothing like that. It was like Saturday, 7 or 6 or 7, something like that. So it was like prime time. Yeah.
Okay.
And so that part, I was, because I remember spending well over $100 the last time I went, and I don't think I didn't get any like T-shirt or nothing. It was just like regular junk. You know what I'm saying? Like some popcorn, some candy, drinks. Yeah. And hey, and they even serve alcohol at my damn movie theater now. They have it's some kind of machine, and they just press the button of the drink you want, and they stick the cup up under there, and it squirts it out.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So I didn't get that because I was like, I don't know what's in that. I didn't even see at least at the bar or something, I see them sit.
All I heard was a movie theater putting bartenders out of business. That's all I heard.
Yeah, it's like a machine, bro. Like where it's just they just punch in like daiquiri or martini, and it squirts it in the glass, and that is expensive. It's like $15 for a little like 8 ounce, or like $25 for 16 ounce. Now they did have the icy. You know what I'm talking about? The icy.
Yeah.
Like the drink, well, they have that you can get that they mix with liquor. You can get like a Jack and Coke icy, which was actually pretty fucking good, to be honest.
Yeah,
that's what I got. I got the Jack and Coke icy, and it was like $18 for like a 16 ouncer. But my thought was, I don't want a whole bunch to drive. I mean, I got to drive, you know what I'm saying? But I want to enjoy it, and I figure one of those, and it worked out because when it's like frozen like that, you won't just suck it down. It's frozen, so it'll give you like a damn headache. And if you ever eat icy, when you get toward the bottom, you get hardly nothing. You have to sit there and play with it to get it out of the cup. You know what I'm saying? So after the popcorn was gone, it was something to kind of keep my hands busy while I watched the crap. So that was fun, and all that was new. Like the last time I remember going, it was nothing like that. It was more expensive, and which I guess now that they don't have people counting the cash or mixing the drinks or anything like that, it's all machines. They can be cheaper because you don't have to pay a bartender. You just buy the machine, and then after that, it's pure profit.
Yeah, ours has something similar, but I never.
And there was a freaking so there's one line. Or many lines, but there's many lines for popcorn and candy and regular drinks, and the icy things are pre-made, so they just grab the cup and fill it up and hand it to you. The drinks, other hand, there was a different line for that, and it was like out the door, bro. Like the drink line. So I'm like, these jokers are making a killing off of these little raggedy, little bitty ones. I mean, like little, I don't know if you ever, like a punch cup. You know what I'm saying? Like a little punch cup. That's what it was. And it's $15. Jeez. And there's no way there was any like real amount of alcohol. Like it's nothing worth.
Have you bought a beer at a baseball game?
No, I hadn't been to a baseball game forever, but
yeah. Don't worry, it's comparable.
Yeah. So it reminded me of something like a baseball game where the hot dog and nacho line, you can pretty much go right up there, but the beer line is like it's way down there, buddy. Yeah, that's it. They're $20 a piece for a 12 ounce.
I did check something new out right before the show.
Yeah.
There's something on Netflix called Wonderfools. And it's a Korean show, and I watched the first episode, and it was pretty funny. I was fucking giggling the whole time. So you might want to check that one out. You might like it. I don't know. You might not. I thought it was hilarious. Just the first episode. I don't know where it goes, what it does, but yeah. I mean, every scene pretty much had me laughing. So.
Oh, Wonderfools. Okay. Yeah. Huh. Okay. I'll have to check it out. See if it is up my alley or not. But yeah, I think I don't know. I'm still in the zone. So I did. I've watched several things this week, but I just started a. It's a spinoff of a series that I had been watching, For All Mankind, and this new spinoff is called Star City. So the premise of For All Mankind is it's an alternate historical drama where what if the Russians beat USA to the moon? So the whole show is based on that premise. Well, let's see, it's been 5 seasons of For All Mankind, and it's taken us all over the history as far as now in world history. Star City is the spinoff that starts up, and it continues the events of what if Russians beat US to the moon. And so it's sort of told from like their perspective. And so you're seeing things like, because before in For All Mankind, it was all, US, versus the Russians and what they did to beat them and what they've, failed. They lost the race to the moon. Well, this is, the other from the other side. So now they're, showing like sort of like their victory to the moon. And it's still, again, it's a historical fantasy drama. So, I know nothing's real, but still it was the US is at least partially grounded in reality because they had beats along the way where it's like, oh yeah, I remember that, or oh yeah, I remember hearing about that. But of course, I've nothing to recognize anything from Star City. So it was just interesting. Only watched the first episode so far, but yeah, we'll see where it goes. I'll probably stick it out just to see where the sort of spinoff goes. If it continues, maybe it'll be good. So who knows? But
and the season 2 on The Man in the High Castle.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
I still like it. So
yeah.
Haven't done anything to make me mad yet. But I gotta cut my stay short here tonight, so I'm gonna give you my rating on War Machine, and I didn't even get to watch much of Jack Ryan, so but go Rangers.
Rangers.
That's my
Army Rangers.
That's my rating. Yeah, that's my rating for War Machine. Go Rangers.
All right.
Love those meaningful pep talks. Those were really heartfelt. They got to me, made me want to jump out the chair, grab my rifle, and run. No, I'm kidding.
Sarcasm.
Seems like I don't know. Seemed like that thing should have been a lot easier to beat, and it's really, at the end of the day, it's really easy to beat. Just plug up its ventilators or whatever, its main ventilator. I don't know why they weren't just dropping grenades and mortars all over the front of that thing, but that's just me. And they said they were all over the world, right? And things were landing everywhere. And it seemed like somebody that had access to actual weapons should have been able to waste that damn thing, no problem. A tank should have been able to go boom and blow that thing up, right? These guys didn't have no weapons.
Yeah.
Okay, so they had to do it like the hard way. But you'd think anywhere else that they landed where there was actual army guys, military guys, you'd think that would have been a pretty easy wipe if all you had to do was hit it in the front on top.
Yeah. But I think just the fact that it was still resilient and it would keep coming. Not to mention it had an insane amount of.
We didn't get to see it get hit in the front on the top with anything real. That's what I'm saying. And they said they're landing all over the world. And I'm thinking, well, in other places, they should have been able to wipe these things pretty easy.
Yeah. Like I said, in theory.
Out here in the woods where the dudes didn't have no weapons.
No live ammunition anyway.
Yeah, come on, man. If they'd had, M203s and shit, they'd have wasted that thing really easy. Come on.
Maybe. But maybe there was more to it. Maybe, they had, shield generators, that they would pop up and deflect the blast, or maybe their armor couldn't penetrate, or the trick of it is that it continued.
That's what I'm saying. We didn't get to see any of it because they were fighting it with nothing.
Yeah.
If they'd had weapons, that probably would have been a much shorter fight.
Maybe.
That's what I'm saying.
Maybe. Yeah. But they're
Rangers, dude. Come on, they're Rangers. Give them real weapons. They'd probably take that thing down pretty easily.
Perhaps. Yeah.
It was supposed to be a training mission.
Yeah.
Just something like if you hit a tripwire, you get ambushed, you're out.
Yeah.
Just go out there in the woods, find this plane.
And they beat it with no weapons. You'd think everywhere else where they actually had ordnance that, come on, man. Plane flies by, drops a Sidewinder on it. That thing's done. There's no, come on, man. That thing's done.
I don't know. That thing took some pretty hard hits.
They beat it with some rocks.
Well, they
waited till it breathed and clogged its air hole.
Right.
That's how they beat it.
Otherwise, if the thing sees it coming, they're able to shut it down and barricade itself from breathing in, and then all of a sudden, oh no, I can't breathe. You're now drowning me in essentially rocks and concrete.
Rocky said he took it out by himself.
Right.
Rocky out of fuck that thing up. Kill him, Rocky.
What's up, Rocky? Good boy.
But I will give it a 3. It was entertaining.
Mm-hmm.
There was funny parts to it. I give it a 3. It was
Yeah. I liked it. I'm really looking forward to the sequel.
There's already a sequel?
Yeah.
It's already out, or it's being made?
No. It's being made.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, so I'm anxious to see that happen, because maybe we'll get more, what you were
maybe
saying.
we see the invasion part where they start busting their asses, but there's thousands of them, right?
Yeah. Pretty much all over the world. But yeah, so I'm looking forward to that. And this movie really kind of reminded me of it's one of my favorites. It's called Battle LA,
I know it.
Battle Los Angeles, and it is so interesting. Like it's just this normal everyday, army grunt, and he's like ready to retire, and he was, I feel like it was that he was supposed to be retiring, but ended up going on one last thing, and next thing this army, or not army, this aircraft comes and
Aliens, yeah.
Aliens start wrecking face, and they're trying to kill it, and they can't figure out how to kill it, and they're in the sewers, and they're messing around, and they got one of them isolated, and they're messing around trying to figure out, okay, which organ is specific that's gonna straight up kill it, and so finds it, and boom. And I'm still waiting for that sequel to happen. I want a sequel to that because I think it's really good. It has Aaron Eckhart in it, which aka Two-Face from Batman.
Yeah. I mean, talking about
The Dark Knight. Thank you. The Dark Knight.
Yeah.
Anyway,
So this movie reminds me a lot of a. You going, Pop?
Yeah, I gotta check out. Addie watched the second movie with you, right?
no,
Yeah.
no, she didn't.
Oh,
I
Can't remember.
swear she was in there watching with you.
Nah. No, something was
yeah.
up.
I think it was just me and you.
Yeah.
All right, well, I don't mean to cut out on you guys, but
Yeah, it's all
you
good.
brother. You good, brother? Thanks for coming.
will
Be
talk-
well.
Yeah.
peace out.
Peace.
Yeah, man.
I'll be busy with 2 more shows or 3 more shows. Just
Yeah.
more. Later.
See ya.
See ya.
But yeah, what were you gonna say?
I said I was gonna say we watched another movie a while back that was very similar to this movie, where it was like, I forget what it's called because I thought it was kind of a crappy movie. This one's not so crappy to me, but the other one was where they're like this elite force, and they go out there in the woods, and it's supposed to be like a training mission, and all of a sudden there's like these little drones and shit riding around everywhere, and they're like freaking almost indestructible, and they have to like fight them off, and they're not doing such a good job at it. Anyway, so it reminded me of that movie a lot.
I'm trying to remember what that movie might have been.
Yeah, it was a couple months back.
Yeah.
And like I said, I couldn't remember what it was, but that one I didn't enjoy at all because it was just like obvious. You could like guess everything in that movie. This one, not so much. I felt like at first I was like, all right, that's kind of overkill. Like, there's no way they're gonna beat that thing. but then as you went on, you kind of like, you realize they're not regular soldiers either. They're rangers, or training to be rangers, which is an elite force, no doubt.
Yeah.
So
best, apparently.
yeah, but even with the rangers, you get your whiners and your crybabies and your ones that'll quit on you, and that's not really what rangers are all about. They don't quit, right? Never ever quit.
That's what they're supposed to be.
Yeah, I thought it was pretty cool how you get a little backstory on the guy, the main hero guy.
Mm-hmm.
You got backstory on why he even wanted to be a ranger.
Yeah.
It was just like another quest him and his brother wanted to do after his brother died.
Mm-hmm.
In another mission they were doing.
Yeah. I like Alan Richardson. He's
good.
Fantastic. Love him in Reacher. Loved him in Blue Mountain State.
Right.
Way callback. Loved him in Smallville. So yeah, I pretty much loved everything he's ever been in. So yeah.
He's a great actor. I'm trying to think of another movie he's in. It's really good, but I never could think of it. But
is it the Guy Ritchie one with like Guy Ritchie, Henry Cavill?
Probably.
something about gentlemen, ungentlemanly warfare.
Oh no.
Yeah.
Anyway, I as soon as I seen him, I was like, oh yeah, that's a guy from another movie that was good.
Yeah.
You know, and just brain farted on it and still are. So whatever.
Yeah.
But yeah,
No,
it had some great action in this movie. Like the scene where they get the little armored vehicle and tear out trying to run from this thing. that was pretty cool scene.
Yeah.
You know, it was you know, on the edge of your seat type of scene to where you're like, oh my God, you know, this is nuts.
Yeah, and then you see it launching like all those millions of rocket bomb things at them. You're like, oh shit.
Yeah, they might actually get away. They did a little damage, and then all of a sudden it's like shoots like 1,000 of these bombs at it. You're like, uh-oh. Yeah, they're not gonna win this time. They're not gonna win.
Yeah, that was fun. I really enjoyed that movie. But I
mean, this so anybody out there is kind of wondering. So basically, the gist of the movie is these you know, you get a little bit of context about the actual people themselves and their training to be Army Rangers.
Yep.
Well, they actually tell this guy like, you're out. We're not dealing with you. You're emotionally unstable or something. You know, we can tell. Well, they pick him anyway, you know, so then they tell him there's one last test we got to do to you guys before you can become Rangers. Like, you have to go to this spot in the middle of nowhere.
I think it was called Death March.
Yeah. You have to go to the spot, middle of nowhere. You have to find this particular thing. And
it was an airplane.
It was a downed airplane, and it was like mock, like there's somebody very important on this plane, and you have to get them and bring them back here, and it cannot be detected.
Well, it was also to destroy the plane. It was government secret.
You have to, because you don't want the technology fall in the wrong hands. So you gotta rescue the person. You gotta destroy the evidence, and you gotta get back here, and you cannot be caught.
Yeah.
And caught was just like they had booby traps set everywhere around this thing. And so there's probably only like one way in and one way out. And if they went any other direction, they would have been screwed. And then they didn't get to be Rangers. Yeah. Well, in the meantime, they're looking for this. They're like, oh man, we found it. This you know, this crazy looking metal hunk of thing on the
They're really going all out.
Yeah. Like, man, this thing's cool, man. This is neat, you know? So they go up there and they set this, they plant a bomb on this thing. And they're like, all right, we're going to destroy it, get this little beacon, and we'll be out of here. Yeah. Well, they set the bomb off, and this thing wakes up, and it's a freaking alien machine thing. Yeah. And this thing has one thing and one thing only on its mind, and it is total annihilation. Mm-hmm. And it's got the one of the coolest things about the enemy itself is it's got like this laser vision. Mm-hmm. Where it can it's like Predator or something where it's like and it just scans the whole area, and anything organic's gonna set it off. Mm-hmm. Whether it's a freaking squirrel, a deer, anything, it's gonna set it off and it's gonna zap it because it's like organic, it's alive, and it's not me. Yeah, dead. Yep. So then they have to deal with that after seeing a couple of their friends like vaporized right off the rip. They're like, holy shit, this ain't an exercise, bro. What's going on? Right. Well, in the meantime, the main character, he discovers that this thing is not what we're looking for. What we're actually looking for is over there in the woods. Mm-hmm. We discovered something else. This ain't right. Yep. So the rest of the movie is basically them trying to get away from this fucking thing that's hunting them, and it's huge. It is made out of space metal, so bullets and shit mean nothing to this thing. Yeah, nothing. They pile rocks on it. It just comes back. They freaking push it off a cliff. It falls down. It just flies up and lands in front of them again. Like, like everything is nuts. It was insane. And it kind of sort of reminded me of the little robot in RoboCop. You know, the D29 or whatever, the thing that they're trying the prototype that goes rogue. It's kind of like that, just on steroids. I mean, the good kind of steroids too. Like, this thing's probably what do you say? It's like 50 foot tall.
Yeah.
30-foot wide, and it's got laser vision and bombs just galore.
Yeah. It was more heavily armored than Arnold Schwarzenegger in Combat Zone.
I mean, they hit it pretty hard at first. And I mean, right off the bat, they put like 100 pounds of C4 on it and set it off, and it does nothing but piss it off. Yeah, it just pisses it off real bad.
Stands up and starts vaporizing everybody.
Yeah, like, holy crap, dude. What do we do now? All we have was C4. The guns aren't even live ammo. This is a training exercise. You know?
Yeah, it was crazy.
I thought that was a pretty cool scene where he tells them to like drop the guns, you know, just leave the gun. It's no real, and they still like from instinct are just like grabbing the gun and toting it around with them. Like, I gotta have this thing, you know, this is like my life, but it's just moot, you know. It's,
I told you to put it down.
And he just slaps it out of the guy's hand, and the guy looks at him. He's like, "Yeah, I'll beat your ass."
Yeah. You can't carry anything excess. Just we need.
Well, it was pointless to carry a gun that has no real fire, no real ammo in it. He's like, it's just going to slow you down. It's just going to be something else. You know, there's something in the way.
Yep. They ditched everything except for the gear because they needed to make it out. Man.
Yep. Nobody, and you know, a little bit of a spoiler alert. Nobody makes it out, but the main guy.
Yeah.
And that's because he figures out how to kill the thing. It takes him finding a mine with like a deep hole with all this equipment, like tractors and things and all this stuff.
Yeah.
And he strategically plans out this little way of like luring this thing into a certain spot. And then he gets on like a giant freaking front end loader that's bigger than the machine. It's the only thing that can match it. Is like the biggest of, you can imagine the biggest of big front end loaders they have in these mines.
Yeah.
And this thing was the only thing that was a match for this thing.
Yeah.
Strength wise.
They pushed it into a wall, and
he pushes into a wall and cuts on like a rock crusher machine where it's got like a belt and it runs rocks over top of it after crushing. Yeah. And he realizes that this thing is like breathing.
Yeah.
It's got like a vent port where every so often it'll open up and it'll vent out, and then it'll close back up, and it comes after you because every time it vents, it kind of stands still, vents, closes up, and then comes after you again.
Yeah.
So he's like, well, if I can get it, you know, dump some, you know, that's the how it's breathing. So if I can clog that, I can kill it. Yeah. And that's how he kills it.
Yeah.
And hey, he hits it with a dozer. Beats the hell out of it. This thing is still really not phased.
It's
not
still
really
pushing forward.
It's still pushing giving him the whole freaking, you know, this giant tractor back, and he keeps on, you know, getting lucky, hitting in his stuff, and finally he quote unquote kills it. But then it still comes back alive. You have to kill it again.
Yep.
So that's it. Yeah.
It was nuts.
Yeah, it was. So I hope aliens are friendly, not like that. If they're out there.
Yeah, for sure. But man, I really dug this movie. I thought it was better than the 3. So
yeah, I give it a 3.5.
Yeah,
definitely all the way
for sure. I might even go as far as to say 4. Because I like Alan Richardson, and it even had Jai Courtney in it, who is his brother at the beginning. And and I would say it was great. I could see that, and exciting. It was definitely exciting. So yeah, I would venture into 3.5 to 4 area. So
and I'll tell you, now that you mention a sequel, they come out and do a really good job on a sequel. This movie may even be a 4. Depending on how the two movies jive together, like especially if they get like the same actors and things, especially just the one guy. Really, they get the one guy and the commander guy. He was famous too. Who was that guy? He's been in freaking tons of movies. Like his the guy that told him that he was out.
Yeah,
that was the God. What was his name?
he was in Frequency. He was.
I can see his face.
Dennis Quaid.
Yeah, Quaid. That's it.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was pretty good in that. So if they was just to get those two maybe back again, and had just a continuation of the story, like maybe the next movie starts with the ending scene of the last movie where he finally does give because they make a joke the whole time because the main character, he's not much for words.
Yeah.
But he is kind of like a super soldier.
Mm-hmm.
He's huge. He's probably he's like 6'7", weighs 300 pounds, and looks like The Rock. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
He looks like he's a monster.
Yeah,
and he's the best at everything. Like nobody can really deny it. So he's a born leader.
Mm-hmm.
But then they say, "Okay, say something." He's like, "Let's go, team."
Yeah,
and that's like it. Well, at the end, he finally musters up the strength to give a little short, like pretty inspiring, like, don't quit. Let's go do it. Let's get them.
Right. That's right.
So if they would maybe start with that.
Yeah. No, I think it should definitely continue with that for sure. But it says Netflix has officially confirmed that War Machine 2 is in development following its massive record-breaking streaming success in the first sci-fi military film. Patrick Hughes, who's the director, is returning to helm the sequel, and it's being co-written by James Buford. And it says the full cast has not been officially locked in. Lead star Alan Richardson is heavily expected to reprise his role as the hardened staff sergeant. Let's see. Richardson and director Patrick Hughes have matching War Machine tattoos. Oh, interesting. That's interesting.
I don't know if I'd go so far as to get a War Machine tattoo, but
I know, right? But it apparently meant enough for them to both of them to go get a War Machine tattoo.
I mean, hey, if something was making me millions of dollars, I'd go get a tattoo too, brother. You know what I mean? Like, oh yeah, I'll get one right here in the front.
yeah, for sure. Oh yeah, I don't know. That's cool. I'm definitely looking forward to it. Let's see if is there expected. Let's see. Alan Richardson's War Machine 2 is fully mapped out. Let's see. This was as of March 8th, 2026. So, no official date yet. So, just.
I forget. Does it tell you where they go to do the mission? Because wherever they went was an absolutely beautiful country. You could tell they were in a really cool place.
Where was War Machine filmed?
I want to say it was like in another country or something. Thailand or something. An island or something.
Let's see. It was primarily filmed in Victoria, Australia.
Okay.
Additional action sequences shot in Queenstown and New Zealand.
Okay, yeah. New Zealand, that's what I was probably thinking, something like that.
Yeah.
It's a really cool place. And throughout the movie, like the beginning part, there's like, I guess the Rangers are being skeptical about going to the moon and all this stuff, and they're being conspiracy theorists about things.
Yeah.
And there's this one thing in the news where these like meteors come in. Well, it's the aliens. And like, that's some bullshit satellite that blowed up in space, and they're covering it up like a meteor or whatever. And then they go out there and find one of them, and they realize that maybe space ain't faking gay, it's actually real.
Yeah.
So it's it
was fun.
It was. I enjoyed it.
Yeah. But yeah, so 3.5 to 4, and depending on the future of War Machine 2, we might just have to up the ante some. That will in fact raise or potentially lower if the sequels end up just to be a pile of dog crap, then that can definitely bring this movie down. But on its own, 3.5, 4, and is my territory, because I said Alan Richardson is one of my favorite actors. He's right up there. Henry Cavill, Idris Elba. They're just, fantastic folks. So
good stuff, man.
Yep. But speaking of fantastic folks, we also watched Jack Ryan, starring John Krasinski, and so that is. You want to give a brief rundown of that? I can do it. Let's see.
Sure. So basically, there's this fella. His name's Jack Ryan, and evidently he's the cream of the crop as far as like spy, and like he will do what it takes, but he's more of a nice guy, really. He just wants to do what's right, and a lot of people in the agency knows that he's probably the best of the best, but the reason they can't use him or they don't want to use him is because he has a moral compass. Like, they really just want a mindless person, go in there, do the job, kill the people, and get out.
Yeah.
Well, Jack Ryan's not necessarily like that, so he retires.
Yeah.
And to no avail.
A civilian. Yep.
Because I guess once you're in the CIA, it's kind of like being in some kind of weird cult or something, to where you ain't but one way out. Right. It's death or you're still in. That's it.
Yeah.
So he gets recruited for this one final mission.
But it's not a mission. It's just to meet a guy.
He just tells him he's going to meet a guy. That's it. That's all you got to do. Just go meet the guy. Come right back. It's fine.
Yeah. It'll be fine.
Well, he knows, and everybody around him knows, it's never just going to meet a guy.
Mm-hmm.
Never. It's always a bunch of shit.
Mm-hmm.
And so he ends up zooming across the world to Dubai and goes to meet the guy, and the guy hands him something, and then he gets his throat slashed right in front of him.
Yeah.
And basically, there's a rogue agency out there that used to be part of the CIA/MI6, which is all kind of one big group, just in different countries.
Yeah. Well, it was a merger thing.
So the bad guy ends up being a decorated war hero that goes rogue.
Mm-hmm.
And he's got his own idea of how things should be run. Some old plans and stuff that they have scratched in the past. He's like, no, you're not scratching it. I'm going to continue it on, and it's going to kill lots of people, and it's going to show the government who's boss.
Yeah, it's going to show the government who's boss, but also, like, hey, you should get us back and my guys back, so that way we can continue this fight, taking out terrorist organizations and things like that.
We can
be this terrorist at that point in time.
He's a terrorist, but what he's saying is, you ought to let us be like the
hitman,
invisible world police.
Yeah.
And whenever there's something that we don't like, we'll just go there and invisibly take care of it, which means kill the people.
Yeah.
Or blow up something, or take out a city block or whatnot. And they're like, no, that's stupid. That's not the way you can. A lot of times you can negotiate your way out of a problem. You don't have to just blow up the city to. No. So anyway, the most of the movie is them basically trying to figure out how this guy's doing all this stuff.
Yeah.
And so they have to have Jack Ryan, because he's the best of the best, to go in there and figure it all out. He is the Jack Ryan character.
Yeah.
I don't know if this particular actor was my favorite for the role, but the character itself is a great character, because he is a whiz at almost anything when it comes to computers, firearms, just being a regular guy, being a spy, a sneak, a spook, whatever you want to say. This guy was great at it. He was great at it. He could blend in with anybody, really, and he was great at it.
Yeah.
The actor.
Tom Clancy's a crazy writer.
Yeah. Tom Clancy, some of my favorite books I've ever read were by Tom Clancy.
Right.
Because his writing style is is one of my more favorite writing styles because it's usually like action. You know, I'm a guy. I love action, and you know, it's just you know, the good guy always wins, but it's always got to be he's beat half to death before he ever gets a leg up. You know what I'm saying? You know, and it's one of those picture perfect stories where he ends up going halfway across the world, gets himself in a pickle, and the person that gets him in the pickle is a beautiful woman. but she's not because she's a beautiful woman, it's because she's a badass and she just happens to be a beautiful woman.
Yeah.
You know, and ends up being the daughter of the guy he went to go meet.
Right. Or something.
Which is like tied in like this. And see stuff like that writing style, how stuff like that ties in and it all kind of connect. That's what I'm talking about there. Yeah. That writing style, how it eventually all the characters end up in this area of thought where, man, it is a small world after all, huh?
Yeah.
You know?
For sure. I mean, it's very much like a blink and you miss it fact. Like,
it is.
Like they just sort of almost feels like they glaze over it, but they spend just enough time to confirm. It's like, yes, you might have suspected this is where it was going, and yes, you were in fact correct in this assessment. And you're like, oh, okay, wow,
yeah,
okay, all
see,
right.
There was a lot of parts in the movie where we were like, wait a minute, who is this person?
Yeah.
Why are they so special? You know, like it gave me no context, but eventually they told you, like, well, like the CIA director lady, it was like a black lady, and she was the director, but we thought she was just a helper of the assistant director.
Yeah, we couldn't figure it out at first.
But she ends up being the actual director, and she gets blowed up, so it makes the other guy the acting director. So now he has even more power than he did before. Right.
So it was the director of the CIA, and then the assistant to director. That's what I was joking about, but it was the deputy director.
Yeah.
So the deputy director is actually a lower class. He's a step down from the director.
Yeah, he's like the vice president.
Deputy director.
Yeah, it's like the president, vice president type thing. But the vice president or deputy in this case is way more of a main character than the actual director. And the actual director has very few scenes, and the main scene, she gets blowed up.
Yeah.
So he ends up being the actual director. And then you have the part of the movie where even the bad guy's putting doubt in Jack Ryan's mind, like your deputy director is actually the bad guy. And he's using you as a pawn in his little scheme, and you just don't know we're actually the good guys. And he's like, wait a damn minute.
Right.
You know, so there's a bunch of, backlog there where you got to kind of get to know the people in order to figure out what's going on. And then, I mean,
overall, if you've seen any of the previous Jack Ryan seasons, where John Krasinski and I cannot remember his name now, but it's the same dude, same black dude who's his right hand guy and sort of partner in for lack of a better word, all throughout the Jack Ryan series.
Like Wendell or something. Wendell Price, I think. Pierce or something. Yes.
Wendell Pierce. Yeah, it's that's him. So he's a really great actor. And I felt like this two's chemistries worked so great, and I hope that they continue doing this because this was an excellent film.
It would be great, like a short story type film to where, what's the series that I was watching to where it's got the guy that played, I talked about it before. Gosh, he played Jesus.
Jim Caviezel, Person of Interest.
Person of Interest. So that it's similar to that type of thing, even though Person of Interest was like a little short series. This is a whole movie, but they could do it the same way to where each movie gave you a beginning, a middle, and an end, and a closure. Like each one, it wasn't like kind of like in the first movie where it's similar to a cliffhanger in the first movie. to where like, yeah, we killed it, but there's thousands more.
Yeah.
So it's like a cliffhanger. Like, all right, now we got to go beat 10,000 of these things. We
Yeah.
One. Yeah. So, but with this, it gave you full closure. Like they beat the bad guy, end up getting all the info, and he gets a promotion and whatnot, and gets the girl, everything. Like it's the whole package, you know?
Yeah. Well, and of course, for anyone that knows the Jack Ryan series, eventually at some point, Jack Ryan becomes president, and he's the vice president, and that's how they make their way throughout the government agencies. So it's like, I want them to continue their chemistry, because I feel like they work well together. And I feel like I want to see Jack Ryan, John Krasinski, become president and just continue on. Like I want them to keep doing these missions and having this success, so I hope they do more. But man, yeah, I could definitely see another Ghost War type movie in the future down the way. Either that.
To be honest, it's somewhat relevant to the time, so it gives you something to kind of conspiracy theorist about how the Ghost Wars happen. It's the real war is actually a small handful of people behind the scenes with special information.
Mm-hmm.
And that special information is the reason for the entire debacle.
Mm-hmm.
And there's a lot of misdirection in between about what it's all about, because they got to give the people something. They can't tell them, oh, there's this guy and he used to be one of our guys and now he's the bad guy. They can't tell you that.
Right.
They'll never be able to tell you that, man. Never. Like, we actually trained this guy to be this badass, and now we got to go get him. Okay? So, anybody out there seen him? Like, no. They'll never do that.
No.
It'll just be about oil or something, It's not. It's about special,
Mm-hmm.
Anyway. But I very much enjoyed this movie. I give it an absolute 3.5 all the way. Almost a 4 with the continuation aspect. Like if they finish out this with the same kind of oomph that they had in this movie, with the good writing and the good scenes and the keep you on your edge of the seat type of thing. With the funnies too. They had funnies. They had a little bit of love interest, in there.
Mm-hmm.
There was zero like any kind of boobies, damn it. But I was hoping for it, but there was zero of that.
Yeah.
But it was all in all shareability. This one here will be like, oh, you want to see a good CIA movie? This one here, man. I can actually recommend this and walk away and see you tomorrow. And I guarantee you're going to be like, yeah, that was pretty good, man.
Mm-hmm.
I don't have to give them no context. I don't have to like build them up or boost them up. Just like, bro, this movie right here, this one, watch that one. It's pretty good.
Yeah.
So.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, for sure. I would agree. I would say 3.5. Easy peasy lemon squeezy. But I would be like, yeah, if you want to see good writing, hey, watch this, or you can go watch the first few seasons of it that they had on Amazon, because those were awesome, and this is a continuation, same actors and everything. So, man,
it was the same actors.
Oh yeah.
Okay, sweet.
Yeah. So it is, man, good stuff. But yeah, that was our movies for this week. I think next week we'll mix it up. And we'll do Super Mario Bros. 1 and 2.
Yeah.
Peaches. Anyway, I digress. That's what we'll watch for next week, and we'll see you next week. Do you have anything? Atomic Candy or anything?
Not this week. Not this week. Right. Now tomorrow, me and Java are going to do 3 p.m. Eastern, we're going to do a Shredders episode, and it's one of our weekend shows where we still make fun of a crappy movie, but this show is not. See, our main show, which is on Wednesdays, it's completely just make fun of the internet, the entire show. Well, the Saturday shows, we actually pick a topic on music, whether it be drummers, guitar players, bass players, this and that. Well, this week it's organists, people that play the organ. So we're highlighting organists. So the music that will play for several hours will be all about organ players. And we're going to highlight them. Then we're going to make fun of a crappy movie. There's always some fails and stuff like that we play. So, 3 p.m. Eastern tomorrow, peel.net.
Awesome.
Java stream.
Yeah. Tune in for that. And, of course, let's see. We still have one more show this weekend for Geek-men. We have Talon Crew Sunday, where we watch an episode of Smallville, and then followed by 2 episodes of Power Rangers in Space. So we'll be watching that this week. We've had several weeks off, so we'll be back and 3:30 p.m. On Sunday. So tune in.
PM Eastern?
Yep.
Okay.
Yep. So tune in, and that's Sunday, right? Okay, I said that. Okay. All right. Well, Thunder Nerds home. See y'all next week.